Human beings have an innate intelligence which is embodied for millions of years, and I call that primal. It's made of DNA sequences, hormones, biochemicals, pheromones, and spiritual wisdom. More than ever before and growing is the disconnect between what child and parent know and need and what the authorities shove down our throats in modern culture. I'm Angela Braden, and for the past 13 years, I've researched, reported on, written, produced, and published science-based parenting best practices. I founded the Primal Parenting Initiative to create a bridge between the real intelligence that evolved with our species and today's parenting propaganda. The constant pounding of corporate healthcare promotion drowns out the common sense best practices that made human beings the most mentally resilient species on the planet for millions of years. Primal Parenting gets us back to those true baselines. The Primal Parenting podcast features thought leaders, best-selling authors, and visionaries who shine lights on the real science and solutions to the societal roadblocks set against parents.
Punish or we reward instead of nurturing, and this helps to screw up the whole system.
So what do you want the fathers to know about discipline and being tough and how that influences the outcome of their child?
So I spent a decade, 10 years, exploring what real play is, what the state of that we call play is. Play is not a game. Play is not the activity. But play is the state you're in as you engage an activity. So play, being in the state of play is actually what nature designed for optimum learning and potential and experience and growth. So play is the optimum state to grow up in. And play is a unique state because it has wonder, curiosity, humor. It has not failure, but when the bricks fall over or it doesn't happen, it's not a problem. You just build it different, right?
Over a decade ago, as a new mother who was also a journalist, I watched the hijacking of true journalism and science. At the same time, I tried to swallow all the lies the mainstream experts told me about how to parent my children. I quickly realized that the science was at odds with this coercion. Primal Parenting Initiative helps parents avoid the same sabotage, chaos, and distortion I've helped parents recover from as a practitioner. The initiative currently includes the podcast and the Smart Baby Sleep System online course and support membership, a practical application of what the real science shows is best at a most critical stage of development.
Hi parents, guess what? You do not have to use Cry Out Sleep training with your baby or toddler. Please check out my free webinar and I'm going to show you how to optimize sleep with no stress and with the best brain development possible.
I donated this online course and membership to provide a small stream of funds into the initiative, but at a fraction of its original cost to parents and free scholarships available to those who are unable to pay. The current statistic that 1 in 5 children in the US have a mental health or emotional disorder is a tragedy in itself. But unfortunately, it's based on old data, and experts believe it's a much bigger percentage of children suffering, ruining, and even ending their lives at all-time high rates. The most common of these disorders is anxiety and depression. At the same time, the enormous body of attachment science and neuroscience and other disciplines all suggest that anxiety and depression are the exact effects of misaligned nurturing and parenting practices that lack the necessary baselines of care expected by all social mammals at birth. Humans are the most needy and underdeveloped of all mammals, and yet we typically nurture less and distress more. As a result, we have 3 generations of epidemic attachment disorders. It's not a coincidence that the effects of many modern parenting approaches mirror the symptoms in the current mental health crisis. The good news is we have over 50 years of consistent and unanimous scientific research showing us the baselines of care that human babies and young children need. We also have, through animal studies and studies of indigenous people who still live like humans did through millennia, to show us exactly how to raise mentally thriving children. The initiative operates under the nonprofit 501c3 Touch the Future, which is the world's largest and oldest uncorrupted repository of child development knowledge. The Primal Parenting Initiative is poised as the vehicle to bring this knowledge and insight into the mainstream parenting world. We can't have a culture of full humanity as long as we allow the detachment practices and trauma currently pushed in early childhood development to continue. We must apply the real science to the modern realities of parenting. Will you help us break the cycle of trauma that creates the society of disconnection and mental illness? Together, we can illuminate the real science that clarifies the baselines of what builds the best brain, and therefore the most mentally resilient and emotionally intelligent, thriving children who go on to create resilient and healthy societies. We must address the root of the problems, early social and emotional brain development based on care, the quality of care that we are expected to have at birth. Please donate using the link shown or contact me for more information. Together, we can create a world of children who don't have to recover from their childhoods and reduce the number of children who don't make it through theirs. Thank you for your generosity.